Hello, hello, hello. This your girl Twan and welcome to Trace of Twan's Life. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. All of my old followers, thank you so much for coming back again. So in this video, you guys, I am going to be cooking some turkey wings and cornbread dressing. And in this video, I will show you how I combine the chicken broth as well as my turkey broth after the turkey wings finish cooking to create the cornbread dressing. So I have started seasoning my turkey wings with some Body Complete, and now I'm going to open up a package of Lipton onion soup mix to add to the turkey wings as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my vegetables to the turkey wings. I had already off camera cut up some different types of peppers here, the green, red, and yellow bell peppers, and a whole onion. I actually use a half of each of the bell peppers. So I'm going to just layer those on top like this right here. Now I'm going to take some heavy duty Reynolds wrap to give it a tight seal. I'm going to put it in the oven on 400 and I'm going to let it bake for at least an hour before I check it. Most of the time with turkey wings, I like for them to bake at least an hour and 30 minutes, no longer than that. Now that the turkey wings have baked, I am going to go ahead and pour off the broth into a bowl because I will be using this broth to add half of it to the dressing that I'm making, and I'm going to use half of it to put on top of this black rice that I'm going to be cooking. And so what I'm doing right here is I took some of the broth and I added 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm mixing it up real well and I'm going to pour it on top of it And then I'm going to cover it back up with foil so that it can make some gravy. I'm going to put it back into the oven to finish up. And within like 10 to 15 minutes, I'll check it again and it should be thickened up. Now I'm gonna start the cornbread dressing. I have already made the cornbread. I've already crumbled it up. So now I'm gonna add my 2 cans of soup. I always use 1 can of cream of celery and 1 can of cream of chicken. Okay, I'm gonna add 1 box of stovetop. I like to use the savory herbs because I like the seasoning of it. That way I don't have to go purchase all these different types of seasonings. So why go and buy all these different types of seasonings if you're only gonna use it just to make dressing? Because to be honest, I don't use it for any other things. So now I'm going to be adding my onions, bell peppers, and celery. I took them and I let them soak inside of the broth, just so they can kind of get a little soft, so I wouldn't have crunchy vegetables inside of the cornbread dressing. Okay, so after I added 2 eggs, I am going to go in now with some Body of Complete, and then I am going to add some sage. I don't add that much seasoning to it because the turkey broth and the chicken broth, as well as the cream of soups, has a lot of seasoning in it with salt, and I don't want too much sodium in the dressing. Okay, so I've already put in 1 whole chicken broth, and I'm gonna stir it up, but it does not seem to be the texture that I would like. So I have a half of container of chicken broth that I am going to add to it as well. And keep in mind that I had already used some of the turkey broth, and the turkey broth I used was probably like a half of that bowl. So I would say probably like a half container. So to answer your question, someone asked me a question in the last video that I made, chicken dressing, well, cornbread dressing. They asked me how much chicken broth would you use? So my answer would be at least 2 containers of broth. Because the first video I did, I made my own broth and I poured it in directly from the pot off of the stove. So my answer would be to you, you are gonna need at least 2 containers of this chicken broth to make your cornbread dressing. Now I'm going to add the cornbread dressing to the oven, 400 degrees, and I'm going to let it bake for 45 minutes before I check it. And I am going to remove the turkey wings out. Here's the turkey wings. So I'm going to go in a little closer so you can get a good look at it. And I am going to show you all the gravy at the bottom of the pan so you can see how adding the 2 tablespoons of flour thicken up the gravy. I call it gravy, but really it's broth, and then when you add, I guess you can say gravy. Gravy. We're going to go with gravy. This is the consistency that I like. I don't like it thick and I don't like it thin. But it's going to thicken a little bit more once it continues to settle. But this is what I'm going for. How does it look, you guys? Comment down below and let me know. Okay, you guys. Now I am taking the dressing out of the oven. The dressing has baked for 45 minutes. It is golden brown, just like I like it. Here's a closer look at it. It looks delicious. This house smells so good right now, you guys. It makes me want to go in and have a plate now. But no, I'm going to wait until tomorrow. And then I'm going to go ahead, you guys, and show you the turkey next to the dressing. And this will be for our Thanksgiving dinner. I hope you all have a wonderful time with your family and friends. Happy Thanksgiving.